Welcome to Real Talk No Shade with your host Heavenly Angel. This is the podcast where we tell the truth and nothing but the whole truth. And for today's topic, all I gotta say is, why can't you trust me? Independence and trust is a little but crucial thing that we need, and yet it isn't constantly given to us. If we don't have independence and just a little bit of trust, how can we grow? For the majority of us, how many of us have gotten the independence and trust we need from our parents or our guardian? Which, I gotta say, for most of us, the answer is not a lot. They don't trust us and they don't give us that free independence to do simple things that we need to grow and handle our daily life when we become adults. So I took it among myself to make a little survey. And this survey said that most of the teens that I asked, they just want to leave. They just want to get out and be free. But since they can't just up and leave, they would just love to have a little bit of faith put into them. And that's not really a big task to ask for. It's not easy to grow up when the people that put you in this world can't even trust you to do simple things. Now that we have touched the surface, let's look into the real reason why trust and independence can take someone such a long way. So, everything that happens to you in your childhood eventually carries on into your adulthood. That is crucial and you need to know this. It can have effect on the way you handle different relationships and the way you act. Now that we have touched the surface, let's look into the real reason why having a little bit of independence and trust is just important. Well, most of the things that happen in your childhood recurs within your adulthood. This is why most of the relationships or the things that have happened to you usually reflects back to your childhood. So if you was never truly given trust as a child, this results in a lack of communication. This lack of communication leaves a lot of misunderstanding and a lot of words not being said. This is because when you're not truly open with your emotions, how can you fully trust someone? And if people constantly let you down, as I don't know if you have done to your parents, but just people in general, if someone has let you down, well, if you let someone down, how can they fully trust you? How can they give you that open hand? And if they don't understand, that'll be another way of saying you have a lack of communication, because you did this, now they don't understand, and now they cannot trust you and give you the independence that you need. A lack of communication and trust can go within any relationship, from a friend to a husband and wife. And this is what most kids have with their own very parents. A lack of communication and trust is something that we all need to fix and be able to handle within our day-to-day life with the people around us. Like I said before, a lack of communication is bad, but a misunderstanding is just as worse. When you don't get your point across, how can they truly understand what you're trying to do? And if they don't understand, they're just gonna act rashly. They're gonna act harsh in a way that you're gonna be like, why don't you just understand me? And this is because they have a lack of understanding. A misunderstanding can lead to a lack of communication. So I once was on a radio show and I heard this guest say, it takes 60 years to make a whole cycle. So let's say you have a lack of trust and independence throughout your childhood. By the time you are in your 60s, that means you will know nothing throughout your whole life but a lack of trust you have had. That's crazy, to go your whole life without being truly trusted and having that free will that people can depend on you and you can be independent to do a simple task. That's crazy. So one of the teens that I actually asked this question to, her mom was from a whole nother country. So you're having a mom in another country and now you're trying to understand and communicate, and that's really hard for her. Even if there's a language barrier, you have to be able to just fully try to understand and like help her out throughout the situation, because who really want to go their whole life with someone and they can't fully get their point across? Therefore, you're having a lack of communication and trust, and it just drives her, the girl, completely insane, because how can you really go throughout an era of your life just truly not being understood? For the other person I asked, their parent is more of a strict back in my day type of person, and so now you're trying to conversate with someone who just very thick-headed and hard. That's when you just have to take it slow and truly express what they're doing, their actions, and how it's affecting you as a child growing up, or just a person growing up. I once heard this saying, and it goes, a connection is just like a connection, a Wi-Fi connection. It can be broken anytime. But a bond is way deeper, and once broken, it can never be the same. Once you completely broke that bond, you yourself cannot be that same person. So when you think of a relationship and you're having bad trust issues, a lack of communication, and a misunderstanding, think, is this just a connection? Should I just leave and be free from this person? Or is this a bond, a parent to child relationship? This is something that will affect you for as long as you can remember. Is this bond worth fixing? Do you really want to just fix this so I can finally be happy and have the relationship I truly want? So this can go with any relationship, but like I'm saying, you have to question yourself. So I'm leaving this up to you, kings and queens, to find out what truly relationship and what you have with this person, and figuring out how to fix this issue. On a side note, I want to say whatever relationship you have, whether it's a connection or just a bond, it is always great to at least attempt to fix this relationship, because you never know what would really happen if you just up and leave. Like, is this something you really want to do? So try to fix it no matter what you want or choose to do, whatever path you choose to take. Fix it and try your best to see if this person is worth giving a second chance to. This is Real Talk, No Shade, and we have been honest. Listen to my podcast in the description, and also subscribe on my Instagram, because all the love and hope and everything y'all wish and want will be motivated on there. We'll be motivated on there. So thank you for listening. Stay tuned for the next episode, and this is Real Talk, No Shade. We have been honest.